Welcome to the fourth ever episode of the Salty Boys podcast. I'm your host, Evan Kraus, here with my co-host, Dylan Johnson.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. What have you been up to lately?
Just school, work, and gaming.
Grind it out?
Oh, I'm grinding all day, every day.
That's what I'm talking
I've been
about.
making so many singles, it's not even funny.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Really?
School's been going good?
Yeah, how about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Classes they're starting to finally pick up now.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, homework, all that
But
stupid
gaming.
Gaming. Hell
Gaming
yeah.
has been great.
Gaming has been great.
We gamed a little bit last night.
We did, yes. What did we play?
We were playing some Rocket League. One of probably our favorite games currently
Probably.
to play together.
Yeah.
Because we can just play twos together. And
For sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's one of those games that it brings out a lot of competitiveness between both of us.
Because we go full retard on competitive games.
Exactly, and it's bad. Some games are bad. Some games are good.
God, we are really bad. We are really bad.
We are pretty bad.
Yeah.
We both have different things that we're not good at that we need to work on.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For example, my aerials, which if you don't know, an aerial is when you take your car and boost up in the air to where you can hit the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Let's just preface one thing.
Yeah.
We are silvers in duos. We are not gold. We are not platinum. We are not diamond. We are not anything. We are silver. We're not bronze.
You're right. We're not bronze.
But we're silver one, so we're pretty damn close.
We're pretty close to bronze.
So if that puts our skill level into comparison, that would be it.
Yeah.
It's barely silver.
It's rough. It's rough.
But,
it's a grind.
Yeah. No. My thing is either I am a god with the touches, or I whiff every single time. But my aerials.
Your aerials look
That's
good.
the one thing I got down. My goalieing's getting a little better.
It is.
Speaking of goalieing, that team we played last night was fucking bullshit.
That pissed me off so much.
They were the most trash-talking sons of bitches I think I've ever played in Rocket League, and they were garbage.
We definitely should have.
We beat ourselves.
We did 100%.
We beat ourselves.
100%.
I remember I backed that ass up into a goal and scored on our own goal. I think Evan hit one backwards, and they were able to hit it in.
I know I scored on our goal.
And then there was a time where, someone came up from goalie and just, came up for no reason, and they just had an open shot. But it was essentially 3 goals in their favor that we could have easily stopped. But,
for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, they were talking shit. Pretty sure one guy said, "Keep trying to boom me, motherfucker," or something like that, when he was literally spending the entire game just trying to come boom us, and while his friend was scoring all the shots and stuff, and you're just sitting in goal and stuff like that. But
now booming is where you collide into another car, and usually if you hit them right, it blows the other person up, and so they're out of the game for 3
couple
seconds.
Yeah. It's traditionally called demoing, but we always say booming because it goes boom above your car, and we're children, so
we are children,
that's also correct. Yeah,
about 4 in the head. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But what do you say would be your best experience playing that, or do you think?
Oh, duos with you 100%. That is not just trying to jerk you off and get your big man juice as your best friend, but no, duos with you is so fucking fun.
For sure.
Because there's never really been a competitive game that you can just play twos on. It's always 5. And we have fun on those, but it can't just be us.
Right.
And we can either take it really serious or really fuck around and just get those easy dubs or take those fat L's. So
yeah. Now, for the people that don't know what Rocket League is, I don't know if we've kind of gone over this, but Rocket League is essentially car soccer. You are literally there's a ball, 2 people on each side depending on the mode you're on, and you literally just try to score the ball in the other. I mean, you're playing soccer.
Yeah,
as
with
a car.
cars. Yeah.
So some of the moves you can boost, you can spin your car to get faster. Go faster.
Yeah.
Obviously, boom people like we've talked about. But this game, man.
I love this game. It's kind of like my new edition of Counter-Strike for my competitive kind of my crack cocaine of competitiveness, and I've just been really addicted to it.
It's one of those games that you can sometimes you can sit back and relax, especially if you're playing a bunch of bronze.
Oh yeah.
The bad bronze, at least,
not
the Smurfs. But you can sit back and relax, and you just run teams all day, or you're sitting up and you're fully engaged in this game.
Gaming.
You're gaming.
Yeah.
Straight up gaming.
One thing you did mention Smurfs. That's the only bad thing about Rocket League.
Yeah.
Is you'll have Smurfs that just come in and just doing aerials all the way up at the ceiling and just fucking flip resetting and doing all this crazy shit and just scoring on you left and right. We had some Smurfs last night.
We did.
There were some assholes.
A couple games.
I called them out a couple times, but
I mean, you kind of have to at that point.
No, it just ruins the game.
Like what? Tell them what smurfing is, because I don't think we've gotten over that before.
Smurfing is essentially when a better player who is of a higher rank has a different account, like an alternate account, that they purposely get really low ranks in, so they can just fuck around and just shit on kids. It's essentially the big truck for a little penis.
Yes,
is
You're
what
compensating.
It is. Now, it's different in Rocket League than it is in CS:GO. I have a Smurf account in CS:GO. We share one.
Yes,
but we usually handicap ourselves if we Smurf, as in just using like Deagles only or something like that. And we're playing with a 5-man team.
So it's not just about
5
us.
people can counteract one Smurf if they're decent enough, but 2 people can't counteract 2
other
Smurfs.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Right.
And when it's just a head-on-head, it's just not even close.
Yeah. I mean, you literally can't do anything about it, especially if they're like top tier Smurfs and not just kind of a little bit better than you.
Yeah.
They will just run. I mean, they'll run all over you.
I like to pride myself in kickoffs, but I will get destroyed. I will get destroyed. I won't even touch the ball on a kickoff against someone who's Smurfing because they're just so fast.
Right. It's so hard to deal with those kind of things. They're just doing shit. 1, you've probably never seen.
Oh, no.
2, you can't even fathom compensate. Like, you can't even do it. Like, you can't fathom how do I get my car to do that.
And they're so fast.
Yes.
The name of the game for Rocket League is speed.
100%.
That's why there's boosts all over the field, all those things. And if you're not constantly boosting, you're too slow.
Right.
If you're not constantly in full throttle against Smurfs or really high level Rocket League, you're gonna lose. And even watching some of the pros is nuts.
Right. I mean, I just don't.
And they're like passing back and forth, and like the most I do is like lay it off for you if you have more boost, and I'm like, oh, teamwork. Or like we center it off the side of the little dome, and we get a score, and it's like, okay, all I did was hit it really hard against the fucking back iron, and just tapped it in.
Yeah. You gotta, with Smurfs, it's something else. You either gotta get lucky and just hope they forfeit.
Yeah,
or
which most of them do, which it's still annoying. I mean, you get a free win out of it, but for 5 minutes, you're being salty as fuck because you're just getting destroyed. I think it was like 6-0 last night before they forfeited, and like 30 seconds into it. Yeah, it was
we were
awful.
getting ran. I mean,
awful.
The matches last 5 minutes, so you have 5 minutes to score as many possible points as you have that many. That many points per round and stuff like that. But I mean, once you start to get like 1-1, 3-1, those kind of things, that's when that's when you get into a good game. But like 6-0,
yeah, it was just was ruining it. It was ruining it the whole time. But we rarely encounter Smurfs, especially that low. I'm assuming all the Smurfs are a little higher up.
Right.
But no, we like to play team. So we have our classic Salty Boys as our team with the tag Salt. And because you can make teams just like in CSGO and display your name and everything. And so we have done that, and we pick our little team colors and things. And our favorite thing is to go up against another team.
Yes.
1, so we can actually use our colors. And 2, it's just so much more competitive. And the other people really try hard, and you try hard.
Because they're working together while you're working
exactly.
together.
And because if you're playing, if it's just us and we're working together against 2 randos, like that's kind of unfair for the randos. But it's really fun to play another team and really trash talk. That's where Evan and I really specialize. Kind of where Salty Boys came about. We just trash talk.
Right.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I don't know. Sometimes we're like, you guys are pussies. And then sometimes we'll, I don't know.
I mean,
roast them.
I mean, it varies.
I mean, like, boy, I bet you look like a thumb. The way you talk, the way you sound, something like that. I don't know.
You have to
thumb from fucking what is it? Spy Kids?
Yes, Spy Kids.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You have to be cautious though whenever you're talking shit. Because you can be up 3-0, talk mad shit, and all of a sudden you're losing.
All of a sudden, especially us, because we just let goals happen all the time.
Yeah, we're our worst enemies.
We literally don't get beat; we beat ourselves.
Yeah,
it's so bad. We literally let 2 bronzes beat us last night.
It is rough. Yes.
I don't know if we were gonna let that out, but. Yeah, no. Two bronze beat us last night because, again, I probably backed that ass up into a goal to score on our own shit.
Yeah.
And just, oh, man, it's not good. But, no, the competitive nature of the game is just, it's my new Counter-Strike, at least for right now.
For sure.
Nothing will ever replace Counter-Strike, but this is my new jerk-off material. So, yeah.
I think we're gonna take a quick break right now, and we'll come back and see in a few minutes.
Are we hitting with an ad read?
An ad read?
Does that mean we have sponsors?
We have sponsors. Hey, we got sponsors.
See you back at the sponsor ad read. Today, our podcast is sponsored by the one and only Rogue Energy. Evan, have you ever had Rogue Energy?
No, I have not.
Well, I have. Last night while we were gaming, I butt-chugged a whole package of that Rogue Energy. And would you say it made me inherently more skilled?
100%.
Well, that's right. Use code SALTYBOYS, all caps, like the salty gamer you are, for 10% off your purchase at rogueenergy.com. Butt-chug it with me.
Butt-chug it. Ooh, sexy voice.
Thank you very much.
No, but this whole grind of playing this game, and we definitely haven't just always been ass. Now, okay,
we have been
ass.
We have definitely always been ass.
We do talk a lot of shit on each other and how we play, but we obviously had to begin somewhere. We started we were so bad. But over time, we have gotten to the point where we're actually not that bad. We talk a lot of shit on ourselves, but we're not terrible.
Bad.
Yeah. Tell them a little bit about the grind.
The grind. So it's like any game. There's a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fucking learning curve. I remember when we picked it up, we were first on mouse and keyboard, classic scrubs. But you would whiff literally everything if you were going anything boosted. Like you could hit it and you could hit it straight if you weren't boosted at all, but you were moving like a grandma driving in like an emergency lane, like 20 miles an hour, making sure you like look both ways before you cross the street and all that shit. And we would drive like grandmas, and we couldn't if we pressed B at all or anything and we boosted, it would whiff. Balls right here, we go flying into the wall over here, and but eventually, just like any other learning curve, you get better. And it's taken months for us to still be ass.
You're right.
And like every competitive game has a learning curve. All the competitive like battle royales and CS and all those things. Rocket League is pretty high.
It is.
It's not the highest in the world, but it's pretty high.
Because there's still there's still plays that go along with this game. There's still
you still actually
maneuvers.
Do plays.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just the basic one is when it's like kind of on the right hand or left hand side, and someone just hits it off either the end wall or the side wall, and you just center it for the other person, and they go and shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just barely scratched the surface on plays. That's the only play we do.
Right.
And right. We don't even call it. We just like, oh shit, I can do this. So we're gonna do it.
Yeah. I think where we are right now, we're starting to finally figure out each other's movements and how we can rotate around the ball. Back
rotating's
and forth.
huge.
Because the best thing to at least get down when you start is when one person goes, the other person, retreats.
Either
or
retreats or when to be up a little bit more. And we're very different players.
100%.
We are very different players. What's your kind of play style?
My play style is more passive.
Yeah.
Kind of definitely on the goalie end. I call myself the wall.
The wall.
Because I'm pretty cheeks at goalie, but better.
No, he's pretty good at. He's pretty
better
good
than some people. But I'm more of a passive. I would say you're probably more of an aggressive.
Oh yeah, I'm 100%. I'll challenge almost anything.
100%.
If I think I can win it, I'll challenge it, even if I don't, which is good and bad.
It has won us a lot and lost us a lot.
Exactly. I'll either go in and hit a nutty play and secure us another goal that ends up letting us win, or I get a lot of assists. So I go and challenge something, and then I take it and I center it, and you come from goalie and you score it. And that's usually how it goes. Is we're about even on saves. And you always have more goals, and I always have about as many assists as you have goals, and that's just we've finally been able to like figure out our play style as a team, as a cohesive unit, and it's really nice because our communication is obviously the most important thing, but it's not as important anymore because we kind of know what each other's thinking,
right? Yeah,
and it's really nice. And the only thing is like when we're on defense, like communicating who the fuck's gonna take the ball. Sometimes we just sit and twiddle our dicks in goal and just
Or I decide to go a little too aggressive,
and I'm not back yet,
and I play past my play style, and I either just whiff or I do something stupid, and then just try to take it all by myself. And you're there sitting like waiting for me. That is something I need to learn. Is like because I can like, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty good at hitting it off the wall.
Oh yeah,
like I've gotten really good at that. But like there's times where I hit it and I'm like, oh, I can definitely get this in myself, and I forget that
I'm there to make an easier shot.
You're literally sitting there.
Shot. Yeah.
You're literally sitting there waiting for it, and I hit it or kick it backwards or do something dumb at the end.
Or it's not centered as much as it needs to be,
right.
and you need to re-hit it, but you're not there because you're already
right.
in center, and it's an easy clear. I mean, that's just little things that you learn along the way, and it's just we're 4 or 5 months in.
Yeah, probably.
Playing. I mean, there's times where we played it religiously. There's times where we've taken a little bit of break, but I mean, in a how many hours do you think we have? 30-something, 40, 50?
Probably closer to 50.
50, something like
probably.
that. So we're nowhere near what most people
no.
that are good actually are around, but we're definitely not new. Well, we're new, but we're not noobs.
Noobs, yeah.
So, like, we played with your little brother the other day. It was his first time. We were playing threes, and it just took me back to the memories of being afraid to boost. Being afraid to go in the supersonic phase, being afraid to do any of that. And when you do boost and you try to aerial, you just smack yourself against the side of the wall. But, I mean, that still happens sometimes. If you end up missing or something like that, you just smack your car in the side of the wall and you're like, fuck. But
speaking of that, I've also been playing with him, just trying to, like, I don't know why I think I can do it. I tried coaching him a little bit, telling him, like, do this. And it's to the point where, like, I'm at least telling him the basics. I'm not trying to, like, coach him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, double, front flip and your car's going to go a little bit faster, those kind of things.
Yeah.
But, man, he is like, puppy chasing
Yeah,
the ball
no,
and circling and he can't get to it. And
puppy chasing is a huge thing.
Yeah.
You just can't chase the ball. And then what I always used to do is I was so bad on the joysticks of overcompensating and turning. So I was like, oh, I need to turn. So I would turn all the way, thinking that it's going to turn exactly how much I want to turn.
Right.
But no, I just need to barely flick my thumb and it'd make this minuscule turn and hit it perfectly. But rather, I would just, like, donut myself over and smack into somebody else.
Down.
Yeah, roll upside down. And I was so newbie, I couldn't even remember to press A to flip myself back over. And so I was like, how the fuck do I do this? And so I'm, like, boosting on my back around and like a little snake.
Another thing John is doing, which is my brother, he will start going. And I'm like, all right, double click A, so you'll do the roll. He'll click it, and he'll just go.
And he'll wait a little bit. Yeah, and he'll. That are my favorite is when they click it and they don't know to double click it fast.
Yeah.
So they click and then click, and so they just, like, and, like, glide a little bit, and they're like, why the fuck didn't I flip? That's really funny. But speaking of flipping, one thing you got to do in kickoffs, which is my specialty, is beat the other person to the ball. And we talk a lot about things we're bad at, but just to shine a little bit of light on things we're good at, my kickoffs,
they're legendary. They're legendary.
Can go up against, I'd say, probably diamond.
Oh, for sure. Maybe even platinum.
I'm
hyping you up. I'm gassing you up, bro. I'm serious. Probably platinum. I have seen. We've played with platinum. We know
that is true. We know
how they play. So it's like
they'll beat us on every other aspect.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there's literally times that in our own rank, I can score off a kickoff,
100%.
Not touching it twice, hitting it once, just over their head, scored. And that's actually last night when we were playing. It was a really close game, and there was 12 seconds left on the clock, and it was 4-3. They were up. It was the really trash talking people.
Yeah.
If you guys remember from earlier in the podcast, it was those people that were trash talking really hard and that were just garbage. And just, like, talking trash on us and all this stuff. And then we were like, fuck, we need to make something happen. And then so my lineup was straight in front of the ball, and Evan was behind me, which is, like, our best lineup possible.
That's
for
when he
kickoffs.
gets, like, 99% of his goals.
And then Evan's like, all right, you can fuck him up. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to fuck him up. And literally with 9 seconds left on the clock, I score it.
You're like, I'm going to score this, watch.
Yeah, and I called that shit. Just like in the CSGO episode, I like to call a lot of nutty shit just in case it actually happens, so it's really cool. But I called it, and we tied it up. We ended up losing that game, sadly, in overtime. And they talked so much trash. And then they left, so they couldn't play us again. That was kind of annoying. But anyway, kickoffs are definitely my strong suit. Aerials and a little bit more aggression. But no, this journey and this road it's long. If anybody's getting into Rocket League, be patient.
It's just like every other competitive game. It's a full grind, but this one is nice to where if you have any kind of competitive nature,
it's worth it.
It's 100% worth it. Definitely worth the, what, $20?
Yeah.
$20, so not too bad.
We're going to head into our second ad read.
I think we are.
Cut it.
Later.
Evan, have you ever 720 ladder stalled a hopeless little bunny?
I have not.
Well, I have. Do you know what I was using?
What?
Today's video sponsor, Galvanized Grips. My grip was so strong I could strangle a Bengal tiger with my own hands.
Really?
Use code SALTYBOYS, all caps, like the salty gamer you are, for 10% off your purchase at galvanizedgrips.com. Strangle that Bengal tiger, baby.
Goddamn, you're good at that, bro.
Well, thank you, baby. Thank you.
So, let's talk about the pro scene in this game. You know, all the competitive games I feel like we play, they at least have some form of pro scene. And I think this one, it's not necessarily just on, you know, steady upward climb. It's starting to kind of peak out a little bit, but it's still big.
It's not the biggest thing in the world. I mean, you got your League of Legends, you got your Dota, you got your Fortnite, you got your CSGO, you got all those things. And Rocket League's kind of more of a niche game. I mean, it's not the traditional, you're a third-person or first-person shooter, like you're trying to kill other people, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, you're trying to, like, yes, it is teamwork.
It's just car soccer.
But it's just car soccer. And so to find that super interesting, it can be very difficult, especially to watch, like, more of the pro scene. So I think that's why the pro scene doesn't get as much love as it does, I think deserves. Yeah. And I've seen a couple games. I don't really know any of the teams or anything like that, but I mean, I've watched a full tournament before when I first got into it, and it was interesting. It made you really want to, like, try to get really good,
right?
Which is what I think promotes really good, like, esports and gaming in general. If someone watches your esport who's new at the game and can understand it and wants to get better because of it, you have a successful game in your hands. And obviously Rocket League is a very, very successful game, and I think it's going to continue to be one.
And see that you hit the nail on the head there. Especially, you know, us being at the spot that we are with this game, we can see how we can see that this is where we want to get or would like to get at least. But they're like, we know what they're doing. We know kind of their thought process is going through it. Now, again, we can't do the shit that they do.
No,
I would like to do the shit that they do. Yeah. But you know, we enjoy those kind of things more just because we can see where they're at. We can see, like, just their progress and how good they are and how good you can still get and how you can still grow. And I mean, Squishy Muffins, you know who that is?
I do know who that is.
Yes, he is a professional player, and he has probably the most Rocket League highlights in the whole game on
insane.
YouTube. He's insane. And
if you guys have not looked at Rocket League or seen it, look up Squishy Muffins Rocket League highlights.
Yep.
This is the type of shit that everyone wants to be like.
I mean, he's not that person that does, you know, this one thing really good. He's that character that changes up things all the time, and they're
keeps his opponents on his toes.
Yeah, exactly. They're just these incredible plays that he does that no one's ever seen before, no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy to see how this game has been around for a couple of years, and people are still doing new shit all the time.
Yeah, and what I think makes Rocket League really interesting is because every other esport is 5v5.
Right.
So 5v5, as it does have its pros and cons, is like difficulty level. Take like CSGO, for example, a game that we know to the T, right? When it's only 3 people, if one person is having an off day, the entire team has an off day. Especially in a game like Rocket League, so fast-paced, if one person's lagging behind a little bit, out of 3,
you're just going to get ran.
You're going to get ran. As in CSGO, that person can kind of be like pushed over to this position, little less important position. They can just maybe do a support that game or something like that. Maybe just be an intel person, entry frag or something, just so they can just kind of be pushed to the side and be like, okay, it's okay. The rest of us will kind of pick you up and carry you along. And that's okay. But with something like Rocket League, you can't do that.
Right.
One person cannot carry a Rocket League game. Have you ever tried to 1v2 somebody in Rocket League? It's impossible.
You can't do it.
Well,
there's no chance
for us, but
yeah.
But anyway, even for a pro to 1v3 somebody, insane. So the teams have to be so balanced out, and you have to be so good at everything in the game, which it sparks my interest in the game and esports again, which I haven't had since I was 16 with CSGO.
Right.
You know, CSGO, I know everything about CSGO.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why it got a little more boring and stale for me, even though I will always go back to that game if someone asks me to play it. I love that game so much. But with Rocket League, I don't know everything. And you will not know everything for a very long time. Right. I have 1,800 hours in CSGO combined. So I know almost everything in CSGO. It's just a matter of fact of implementing it.
Uh-huh.
For Rocket League right now, we're in that stage where we get to re-fall in love with competitive games.
It's like every night.
Exactly. Re-falling in love with, you just learned how to do something. Holy shit, I'm going to try to do that every time now.
Right.
And you just learned a new tactic. You just learned something new watching pros or watching YouTube videos or anything. And you don't know everything anymore. And so you hop on and you're giddy to hop on. You're giddy to hop on and try to do this crazy shit that you've never been able to do before. And you just get to learn to love through failure and love through repetition. And with the games being so short and so easy to digest with pro games, it just re-sparking that love, even if you don't really play it that much, as a competitive video game player, almost anyone can get into it. Mm-hmm. And why I think it's such a successful esport and why it should honestly get more love. But
right. And now, kind of off topic here, we did dabble on this a little bit earlier. One thing that makes this game so great and so widely loved in the esports scene is the games last 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We said this earlier, like Counter-Strike, or if you were to listen to our Counter-Strike one.
I can last longer than bed. You know
right, that's what I'm saying.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyways, a Counter-Strike game can last up to 90 minutes.
An hour and a half.
And that's, you can lose focus, you can, but you're in for those 5 minutes, and you're watching this.
Not bashing any longer games. Right. I mean, Counter-Strike's obviously a lot more methodical game, but like you said, Rocket League is so engaging every minute of the game.
It's just everyone's moving, everyone's doing something.
Flying. You got
people are twisting through the
air. Your head is
calculating,
calculating, thinking all of these things, and yeah.
And before you know it, I mean, it's over. They've scored 3, 4, 5 goals.
Mm-hmm.
They're head-to-head one, and once you hit that 5 minutes. And you're either tied, no one scored or something like that.
Sudden death.
You get sudden death and the first person to score. And it's just like everything.
The most intense thing I've ever felt.
Everything is just like zoned in. You are just like.
Edge of your seat, sweating.
Exactly.
And it's really great because, like you said, you can play and no one can score. And you look up and 1.5 minutes left on the clock. And you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Shit. Wait, we don't have much time. Yeah.
Did I just have a stroke? Like, I have no idea what happened. Like, my right side of my thumbs, like, kind of getting limp and shit. But no, like, it can just go so fast, but also you can really slow it down, too, which is it. Being able to change paces of the game is what I think really makes a really effective Rocket League player, competitive player in general in any game, but especially in Rocket League, because it is such a fast-paced game. If you can slow your opponents down and make them play at your pace, if you're either faster than your opponents and make them play at your pace and make them fuck up, or you can take it more methodically and do maybe more plays, like we're unable to do right now, but pros can, and you can slow it down, and you force them to play slow because you're in control of the ball all the time, then they're going to get pissed. They overextend all these things, and you can just tap it in, and it's a 1-0 game.
And that is something that I have found that I'm starting to try to do now. Again, I do play at a slower pace anyway, but once you, like, for example, with dribbling, in the game, you can kind of maneuver the ball to where it kind of sits on top of your car, and that's like your dribbling. And so when I start to do that, the whole game just slows down because, like you said, I have the ball literally right in front of me, but I'm not going very fast.
Yeah.
So then you can start to try to kick it over someone's head, something like that. And so you're right. You can.
And if someone's getting frustrated with you going so slow and dribbling it, and they come straight at you, guess what? You just flick it over their head, and then you go underneath them, and you almost catch it again, or you hit it into the goal, and they overextend because people are so impatient in any sport. But people are so impatient that you can use that against them, especially in Rocket League, because the game is so fast-paced.
Exactly.
They see that 5 minutes, and they think it's go, 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 which I do fall prey to that sometimes. I do find myself overextending occasionally. That's one thing I do need to work on, but I do think slowly I have been able to at least pick the times to be aggressive and pick the times not to be aggressive, which is obviously what makes a really good player, is being able to do anything, whether it's goalie, striker, more of like a midfielder that can rotate everything, a boost hog, and all of these things, but then also to just be slowing everything down and just make the other team mess up. Make them trip over their feet because they're running too fast.
Right.
or driving too fast.
If you are in control of the game, it's all yours.
Oh yeah,
it's all yours.
And that's what the essential battle of the first couple minutes is of the game. I mean, you're just battling for control over the game.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get that first dagger, that first goal, that control can really be yours, and it's your choice to fuck it up.
Exactly.
So it's a really great esport. I recommend you guys watch it.
100%.
But I think we're gonna roll into a little something extra.
Yeah, I think
right
we're
about
gonna
now.
hit it. Yep. On a touchier subject, we would love to thank everyone for supporting us. We have just now made it on Spotify. We did not expect to get this far. Now, if you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you. We love all of you guys. If you are listening on any of our major platforms, thank you as well. It means the world to us. We started off small, and we're still small, but
still very small.
We'd like to grow.
Oh yeah.
Every listen, every person who comments on something, that really helps, and we would just like to thank every single one of you for listening in.
We get so excited when we get a new play or a new subscriber, or just the fact that we hit Spotify last night. We were texting back and forth, giddy, and we really enjoy doing this. I mean, yes, we do it as a hobby. We would love to do it more as a hobby and maybe even more. But you guys are allowing us to still have this passion, because without the support and the listens and the likes and all of those things, we would not be able to keep up this motivation.
Right.
We're 4 episodes in, and episodes take quite a bit to do. And it can be, I can see how it can be demotivating if you don't get any likes or shares or anything like that. And the continued support from you guys is just so appreciated, and we love it. And if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, maybe more personal things, I know we touched on how we met, or any more personal things about our lives, about maybe bringing some more personal segments about our schooling, our future, what we want to do, anything like that, or just, we are a gaming podcast. Anything about gaming news you want us to touch on. We may do mini-sodes with asks, quick Q&As about our opinions on things. We may do one very soon. That would be really cool. And to do that, you can DM us on Twitter at the Salty Boys Podcast. No A in the cast. It was too long. I think it is just at Salty Boys Podcast. No A in the cast. And you can catch us on all major platforms, including YouTube, Spotify now, holla holla, iTunes coming soon, SoundCloud. We're even gonna have a Reddit. You guys can comment on that. You can catch us all on those major platforms at the Salty Boys Podcast, and don't hesitate to DM us, tag us in anything. If you guys are listening, screenshot that, tweet us at it. We'll hit you with the retweet. It would be great to see. Let us know where your favorite place to listen to our podcast is, whether you're driving, at work, anything like that. But anyway, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This continued support really, really humbles us and makes us very motivated to keep doing this. And we obviously have a passion for it, and we really love it. So is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
We love all of you.
Come back next week. I think we got one more little segment for you, and we're going to end this and wrap it up. But thank you guys again. Check us out on Spotify. We're on Spotify now. The Salty Boys Podcast. Hit us up.
Thank you.
Welcome back, guys. Again, thank you so much for all your continued support. Rocket League, I think, is going to be in our lives for a little bit. Rocket League is such a great game. We're having so much fun in it. We got some plans for it.
We do.
We got some plans for it. I know I personally have been recording some of our sessions, and we've had some great clips. Honestly, we've had some great clips. I got about half a little funny moments montage that I'm working on already. We're gonna continue to make some clips. We might stream it a little bit. Might do any of that, but we've definitely recorded it, and we're definitely gonna make some videos. It's either gonna be on this YouTube channel, the Salty Boys YouTube channel, or it's gonna be on my personal YouTube channel, Shmeek, as you can see. But no, it'll be funny moments. It may be full games that are really funny or really competitive. Because I record almost everything. Mm-hmm. I get almost everything. I have so much data on my computer from it, and just recording. And I think we really want to record these games because they are very funny.
Oh, 100%.
They are very funny. We may get into streaming a little bit, and that'd be really fun. So yeah, check us out on YouTube. Again, if you are watching, just hit that subscribe button down below and keep your eyes out. And if you are listening, go to Salty Boys Podcast on YouTube and check that out. And while you're there, might as well sub to your boy Shmeek at Shmeek on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game that we're gonna be playing for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like all the other games we play. Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six, more me than you, but still,
COD.
yeah, anything. These games are so much fun, and like you said, keep recording. We're gonna keep recording. Keep making videos. It's not only gonna be podcasts on this channel. We're, like you said, we're gonna have also some gaming stuff, as well. Not only on our channels, but this channel within itself.
I think that's something I really want to grow on my personal channel. 100%. Again, Shmeek on YouTube. But yeah, I think you wanted to say something about adding some people.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, definitely add us on Rocket League. We'll slap our handles down in the description, maybe.
Yeah. I'm still just Shmeek.
Yeah. I'm streaking 040. So
I mean, it's our same different names. It's really easy. He just slaps an 040 on us.
But I mean, shoot, if some of you guys listening are super good at the game,
don't
get me wrong.
Carry us, Daddy. Carry us to the heavens on a Pegasus white-winged horse, my guy.
Please
carry us.
Yeah, I mean, we're like we said earlier, we're still learning, and we love to get so much better, just so we can have these crazy moments of shitting on people,
and we can share these tiny moments on our Twitter at Salty Boys Podcast, no A, or our personal Twitters at dshmeek, at Streakin040, and we can just add these really cool little moments, and we can just share these moments that we can maybe give a little sneak peek of our upcoming funny moments video, or upcoming full length game video or something like that. And it won't just be Rocket League, but I have a feeling we're going to be playing Rocket League the majority of the time.
Most, yeah.
So that's something to look out for. And yeah, just follow us on our Twitter. Make sure you stay updated, again, at Salty Boys Podcast. No A on the cast. And follow us on our personal Twitters at dshmeek, at Streakin040. And keep us updated, and we'll keep you guys updated. Message us personally, tag us with anything. If you guys have a nutty shot, tag us in it. We'll retweet it. We'll love to see it. We're going to try to recreate it as much as we can because we're really bad.
We probably won't. But
probably won't, no. And if you guys want to play with us, like he said, add us on Rocket ID. Links will be down in the description. And yeah, that's about it for the podcast, right?
So, yeah, I think we can wrap it up.
Is that what we're gonna wrap? Did you have anything you wanted to end on at all?
No, I mean, I would love to just reiterate, thank you again. Like he said earlier, we were the giddiest people ever last night. I couldn't quit looking at our Spotify account.
It was great.
It's awesome, and we're trying to make milestones. You guys are here for us, and I really appreciate it. Again, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We're growing. We can only go up from here.
We are, exactly.
If you want to wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thank you for letting us fill your ears with the most scuffed opinions on the internet. I'm your co-host, Dylan Johnson, at dshmeek on Twitter.
I'm your host. I am your host, yes. Evan Kraus. My handle is at Streakin040.
And check us out on all our socials on every major podcast platform, including YouTube, at Salty Boys Podcast or The Salty Boys Podcast. Again, our personal Twitters are at dshmeek and at Streakin040. And our podcast Twitter is at Salty Boys Podcast, no A in the cast. Go ahead and give us a subscribe down below. And if you are listening, give us one of these fat thumbs ups. And yeah, see you guys next week, next Friday. We'll see you then. Peace.